to take up family planning or sexual reproductive health services when we sell these services to them. But the biggest challenges is that when this girl gets home, they don't get the support of the caregiver or the parent, because there are myths around the use of PrEP, and there are myths in our communities around the use of family planning or SRH. So some parents would say that if you use family planning, you get distorted, your body gets distorted, and so on. So some of the strategies that we have been using recently to address these myths and these challenges is that we have been working closely with EDC that calls us during their parental engagements. So when we get to these parental engagements, we rope in our professional nurse that is stationed in one of our youth zones, so that they are able to give clinical expertise in terms of addressing these myths. So the parents get to ask questions about, so won't family planning distort my child's body? And the professional nurses are able to address those myths. And they get to ask about PrEP, what are the side effects, we're able to address that. So I think it is very important to rope in the parents and the caregivers, so that when the young person has interest to take up these biomedical interventions, they also have support from home. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Yolisa. I'll open the floor for questions. Comments?
I think we just want to thank the young girls for being able to speak openly in front of the MEC and the US with the challenges that we are facing with our young children and young girls. I think as this department, as the MEC has said, we will be working closely with the Dreams Intervention, because we really want to assist the young girls, especially to reduce the teenage pregnancy and the HIV incidence in Gauteng. And we are committing here, MEC, to say that within Gauteng we will work with the USAID and ensure that we can be given better outcomes with regards to where the Dreams interventions are happening in the schools. We reduce the teenage pregnancies, and we actually showcase the reduction of HIV incidence by making sure that they are able to access the PrEP. We do know that there are barriers, there are stereotypical barriers with accessing, but with the community partners who are able to provide contraception in the TVETs and also within the community with their mobile services, we really are going to strengthen that teenagers and young girls are able to access this sexual reproductive, because these are free services and we shouldn't be struggling, as much as our clinics in Gauteng are making sure that they have youth-friendly services. But with that, I would also then want to just allow the US consular to speak and encourage our young girls and also our partners that are working with this very important aspect of empowering and HIV prevention, and just to commit to say that we will be working together as in partnership.
Yeah, well, thank you, MEC. It's great to be here with you today. Really, thank you so much for taking the time. For our hosts here at Iteteleng for having us, and of course all of you who just taken the time to share with us. We really appreciate the chance to see the work that you're doing firsthand. You know, I have a 16-year-old daughter and a 12-year-old daughter, so I'm around passion a lot. So maybe they're a little bit younger than you, but you all really bring that passion today, and it's really just so important and encouraging to see that. Also, just a brief thanks to my colleagues from the U.S. Mission to South Africa that are here today. We have colleagues from our PEPFAR office, from USAID, of course, who've been referenced, and our colleagues from our Centers for Disease Control, who have just brought years of expertise and their own passion and commitment to this work. So I really want to thank them for those efforts as well, and for being here, including Ralph Coring, who's the Deputy Mission Director for USAID, sitting up here with us this afternoon. So I've been in South Africa now in this job for about 7 months, and I've gotten to visit a number of sites that we work with. And what that highlights to me is two things. I'm going to start broad, but then I'm going to get to you all. But we as the U.S. government have a tremendous and significant investment in health around the world, not just here in South Africa. And what we realize is that for that to be successful, there has to be a broad strategy in place, and there has to be an important government-to-government connection, but the real work also has to happen at the ground level. So we do a really good job with making plans, we do a really good job in putting reports together and slides and presentations, and all of that really does matter, but at the end of the day, what really matters is that we're helping communities like yours. And so to hear your stories, to hear that you've benefited from the programs, and that you've brought that forward to help others benefit from the program is really so important. And that's really why we care so much about what we're doing. But just so you understand, at the broader level, we have a couple of areas in which we focus our efforts. We do a lot of work, including through the DREAMS program, with what we call PEPFAR. That's the President's Emergency Plan for AIDS Relief. So a lot of work in HIV and TB treatment, but also prevention. We do a lot of work, especially over the last couple of years, in working with South Africa and others on how do we control pandemics and epidemics through best practices like wearing these masks, vaccines, that sort of work. But then even more generally, we work with countries to help improve the systems. So these programs are working because there's a broader relationship that starts at the National Department of Health, comes down through the Provincial Department of Health, and then becomes a real thing on the ground that we can see here today. So that broad strategy is what really allows us to support and promote this kind of work like we see through DREAMS. We've been working on HIV and TB through PEPFAR in South Africa since 2004. The US government has invested about 100 billion rand in that program here in South Africa. And then this DREAMS program launched about 8 years ago globally, and the program started here in South Africa in 2016. And I think you have all really highlighted why this DREAMS program is so successful, because it's not just about health. Yes, health is the goal, and reducing HIV infections is the goal, but it's focused on what DREAMS stands for: determined, resilient, empowered, AIDS-free, mentored, and safe. And you're talking about education, you're talking about building communities, you're talking about parental involvement, you're talking about job skills, and you're talking about getting jobs, which really is the biggest priority we understand for South Africa right now. And it's especially exciting for me. I'm based in Johannesburg. My district includes Gauteng, Free State, and Northwest. So, I'm home right now. I live in Johannesburg. This is part of our broader area. But what's really amazing to me is that in the past year, DREAMS in Johannesburg has reached 200,000 adolescent girls and young women just in Johannesburg. And I forget who mentioned social asset building. 24,000 girls alone have been connected to that social asset building. So I think, you're telling us your stories, but we're talking about a soccer city stadium full of people with the same stories you've shared today. And that's really, really exciting to hear that and to be a part of that and to see that. So, none of that would happen without your passion and commitment, but we also know none of that would happen without the passion and commitment of the leadership here in the province, starting with the Department of Health, which we really value that relationship for making that happening, for being part of that strategy, and for also making sure that we're taking it from this big thought level right down here to the ground in Etelerling. So thank you all so much. Really, really thrilled to be here this morning. Wonderful to learn from and meet from you all. Best of luck. We look forward to see where you're going next. Thank you so much.
Thank Thank you, U.S. Consular, and we really appreciate that the partnership will continue and it will be strengthened under your guidance, working with us as the Department of Health. Ladies and gentlemen, I am now going to give over to the Chief Director for Johannesburg Health District to give us a vote of thanks. She is the custodian of health in Johannesburg.
Good morning, colleagues.
Morning.
Good morning, colleagues.
Morning.
Good morning. At least there's life. And it shows that, when you are amongst the youngsters, we must always behave like them, so that they can infect us with their youth, with the energies that they have. So when we say good morning, we must show them that we are really, they are in our midst. So the last good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much. We must really showcase that we are excited. My job is not a big one. It's just to thank you all. But before I can thank you all of you, I just want to reiterate what the seniors have said. Consular General, to say that he has committed that we are going to expand this program. Because if you plant a tree, you put manure next to the tree, you water the tree, and you see the fruits. The fruits of a watered, well-natured tree is sweet. Even when you look at them, when I look at you, I become so excited. It shows that there's something that happened. According to the presentations that you made, it showed that you know what you are made of. The confidence that oozed from yourselves is really exciting. So we are going to expand. The MEC said, I must make sure that this dream is expanded. I know that in Johannesburg, we have tried to make sure that we cover, as a huge ground. So it has to be expanded throughout the whole of Gauteng to make sure that we have got well-empowered young girls and also boys, because if we only empower girls and leave the boys behind, we're still going to have the challenges that we have now. So we need to say boy child as well as girl child. But the most important thing is that I know that if you capacitate a girl child, you have capacitated the nation. I'm not saying boys are not, they are not able to do that. That's why when you make sure that you give a girl child knowledge, they'll be able to take that to the next level. So we are really grateful. We're grateful for this movement. We know that dreams is not a moment, but a movement. We are really grateful for this movement. And I want to take this opportunity to thank each and everybody that participated in this program, to also thank each and everybody that took their time to come and listen, to come and listen to what the Department of Health in partnership with USAID as well as PEPFAR is doing to the people. So I am not going to do the vote of thanks because the councillor is here. He is the one that is going to do the vote of thanks. I just want to say to yourselves, thank you so much. I have to stand up because I'm excited. When things are done correctly, when you see things being done, you become so excited. So, beautiful girls, go out there and make your mark. Thank you.
a vote of thanks. We also have the committee.
Afternoon greetings, everyone. MEC and our distinguished guests and our beautiful young ladies. I'm jealous because I didn't see anyone from Ward 47, but regardless of that, we welcome the program and we hope that the MEC fulfills her promise to say the program will be spread across Gauteng. And my concern is that I'm missing young men programs because they also affected, and wish that maybe from the side of the MEC to have programs that addresses also their issues. But we are grateful for this opportunity. It could have been in any ward. And so far, Sister Kosi, you are doing well as Itireleng Clinic, that you are doing the services to the community. And I also want to thank Ntate Maja, who's also our committee member, the Itireleng committee member, and she's also doing a great job within the community assessment. And I know it's difficult. Every day I get complaints that there's long queues and all that, but I can see you are doing your best and we appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ward Councillor, and thank you to everyone who has joined. That is our youth, our partners, and a special thank you to our MEC of Health and also the US Consular for visiting us as a Gauteng today to showcase the DREAMS program and the interventions that we are implementing in partnership. And we really appreciate the support. And I think it has been a wonderful day, but the MEC has to join another meeting. But we really want to thank you for being able to attend today's sessions. With that, I would just want to then request that we will have the MEC is going to take pictures with the US Consular and the Chief Director, and then from there she will then proceed to a meeting. And then the US Consular, there's prepared Anupa has assisted us with the refreshments. We'll go back to the room where we had our small brief. And from there, I think we can then be able to return back to our offices, not home. Thank you very much.
Can I kindly ask the girls to join us on the picture?